Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Our next section is for our City Council. We have Mr. Ron Bailey, Ms. Pat Bailey, Ms. Stephanie Marshall, Sayed Kausar, Lisa Klassman, and Mohammed Ahmed. So if you are present, please come up at this time. Thank you for your patience. We will start from left to right, and then I'll remember to rotate from right to left to make it equitable. We will start with our introductions, which are 1 minute. Ms. Bailey, would you like to begin? You have 2 minutes for your introductions.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
No.
Good evening. And first of all, I too want to thank the NAACP and its most momentous staff for having us here this evening. My name is Patricia, last name is Bailey, referred to as Pat Bailey. No relationship to Ron Bailey. Okay, that's out of the way. I am presently a member of the Atlantic City Council, councilperson at large. I come to you after 6 years with the Atlantic City Free Public Library, after 5 years with the Atlantic City Municipal Utilities Authority, and after 13 years with the Atlantic City School Board. So I consider myself a servant resident. I've been a resident of Atlantic City for almost 60 years, and a lot of that time has been in service. My husband and I created a charity called Santa's for the Covenant House, and we did that for 25 years, where we created, with the help of a wonderful neighborhood and a wonderful city, the wishes of the children at the Covenant House from year to year, which changed from washing machines to beds to computers, the whole thing. So again, I consider myself a resident servant, not an elected official. So today I stand before you, the mother of, was 3, but now 2, the wife of one, Alonzo Bailey, and wishing to continue to serve the great city of Atlantic City from the position of councilperson at large. That's who I am.
Ms. Marshall.
Good evening, everyone. And I also want to thank the NAACP for having Candidates Night. My name is Stephanie Marshall, born and raised here in the great city of Atlantic City, graduated Atlantic City High School, and went off to college, King University in North Jersey, where I received my degree in business administration, business with a concentration in finance and African studies. Graduated from college, came home, and became active immediately. One of the first organizations in which I volunteered with was the NAACP. I was the youth advisor. Served time on the Atlantic City Housing Authority, worked for the City of Atlantic City as an accountant. I'm currently with the Atlantic City Board of Education, where I've been over 15 years as the general bookkeeping. So I bring that experience here to City Council. I understand budgeting, understand finance, procurement, purchasing, grants, is some of the duties that I do with the school board and just having that experience over the years. I am humbly asking for you for your support for Column B with the mayor and all the great things that we are doing there. We have an experience ticket here. We want to continue the programs that are helping in with our youth and our seniors, investing in the residents of Atlantic City. I'm also a homeowner in Atlantic City. Actually, all my running mates, we all own our home in Atlantic City. And so we do take the time to thoroughly go through that budget and understand it, because we don't want any waste as we're homeowners here. So that's a little about me, and just asking again if everyone could come out on election day and support this team. We are all educated and love Atlantic City, and we value everything that we do here in the great city of Atlantic City. Thank you.
Mr. Ahmed.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, thank you to NAACP, the President, Mr. Kalam Shabazz, and everyone else to organizing this event. And thank you very much for inviting us as well. Also, thank you to the people of Atlantic City to come here in this bad weather and question us or getting engaged with us. Thank you so much for that. My name is Mohammed Suhail Ahmed. I live in Atlantic City. I have been living for the last 25 years. I have a son and a daughter, and my wife, she works for a pediatric office as a nurse assistant. My son, he just finished the college. My daughter just went into the college, Rutgers. I used to work at Borgata for many years. Then I worked for the Fire Prevention Office of Atlantic City, City of Atlantic City. I worked at the Sheriff Department as a liaison with people who use, who are the users, and people who are minor violators, give them a second chance. Then I worked for the Atlantic County government as a social worker, which is across from City Hall for a while. And now I'm here running for council at large. The reason I'm running for council at large, I have seen many leaders, they have come and go. Voting time, they come and knock on my door and ask for vote, but at the end, there is no connection between them and the voters. This city has so many people, they're hardworking people, just like you, me, all of us. And the way the city has been running for the last 6 years, I really appreciate that. When Mayor Marty Small asked me to run in his ticket, it was really honored, and I took that, because he has been doing so much for the city, positive way that I compare in last 15, 20 years, and I'm really glad to run on his ticket, helping out with the budget and everything else. My goal is to help out people, as I just said. Last June, you all voted for us, thank you so much. And in November 4th, make sure you all voting for column B all the way, and school board 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your introductions. We will now move to our questions, in which you'll have 1 minute. Our first question: what experience do you have in local government and policy making? And we will start with you, Mr. Ahmed.
Can you ask that question one more time, please?
What experience do you have in local government and policy making?
Well, the local government, the policy making is what comes from mostly from the state. And the city officials, as a councilman, they look over and make sure in the resolution all those comes in, and we approve them from our city residents' view. I'm not going to say I'm all perfect and I know all, but as I go, I'll learn. These two young, beautiful ladies, they've already been in council seat, and I'm pretty sure they'll help me out as well. So, yeah, that would be all. Thank you.
Well, as I stated, I'm running for re-election, so I'm in my 4th year on city council, where we are constantly changing and making policies. I served on Atlantic City Housing Authority, where, you know, most boards or all boards or your policy makers, you are often making decisions and uploading and updating the policies that you do have. Also serving, I actually also worked for the city of Atlantic City. I was an accountant there, and so I was instrumental in changing and updating a lot of policies as things go on. And my experience also as the general bookkeeper for the Atlantic City School District, also a part of making policies and decisions and procedures that are needed in the schools.
So she's ready. I hold a master's in administration as well as a bachelor's in administration. I also spent the last 13 years, most of the last 13 years as president of the Atlantic City School Board, which I had the opportunity to build 2 brand new schools, Pennsylvania Avenue School and Richmond Avenue School. I oversaw both of those, again, with the wonderful budgets that people like Ms. Marshall put together. With you, going to the polls and voting for bond issues that allowed us to build those new schools. So I have quite a bit of experience as a resident of Atlantic City, whether it be from the Atlantic City School Board as a president, whether it be from the MUA, Municipal Utilities Authority, president of the Atlantic City Free Public Library. I have had access to learning from some great people, some still alive, some not, as to how to be a leader for a community, as well as how to be a servant for a community. So those are my experiences.
Thank you. Our next question. How would you ensure that the needs of all citizens are represented on the city council? I heard a so I'll say it again. How would you ensure that the needs of all citizens are represented on the city council? How would you guys like to go? Is it okay to go with you, Ms. Bailey? Okay.
I happen to be retired, and I live on the corner of New Jersey Avenue and Bungalow Park. And how would I answer that question? Is being available, being reachable, touchable. During my years of service with the school board, I went to, along with some wonderful people who were on the board with me, every graduation, every step up. I've been in this building so many times, watching the 8th graders step up, watching the kindergarten kids step up, being a part of touching parents and children right here in Atlantic City. So the only way I can answer that question is to be touchable, to be accessible, to be from the whole 48 blocks, as the mayor just said, accessible to all. During the time we were running for the primary, we had an opportunity to go places I had never been. When I say places I'd never been, some of the high rises and stuff in the 5th and 6th ward, they well received us, wanted to hear what we had to say, and I felt comfortable with that. So again, whether it be the first 4 wards or all 6 wards, being accessible so that I can hear their concerns and take those concerns back to City Council. That's my answer.
Being accessible and listening, attending your civic associations. I live in the 1st Ward. I attend the 1st Ward Civic Association meeting I hardly ever miss. I also attend the Bungalow Park Civic Association, and I make my rounds to attend the other Civic Association meetings. And when you're out in a community at different events, you listen to what the community has to say. You hear some of the concerns, you take those concerns to, which I often do. I'll call up the business administrator, I'll call the mayor up. You know, people come to council meeting and they will address their concerns there. And to make sure that the residents are being heard in their concerns, that we are looking into their concerns, you make it a part of the budget. One thing that this mayor does, along with city council, we invest in our youth and we invest in our seniors. That was something that was often said in the community that we needed to do more, and we ensure that's being done. But you'd have to listen and attend events and attend the civic association meetings.
Just to let you know that I have been serving a non-profit organization called Bangladesh Association of Atlantic County as a general secretary. I have been connected with the community this is the only way you can serve the people, when you are connected with them, when you every day, every week, you know what's going on. When they call you, they have someone to call, they have someone to speak to and tell them what their problem is. So this is what I believe in, and that's why I'm running, and just asking your support, and we'll go forward from there. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question, describe a time when you had to make a difficult decision as a city council member. And we'll start with Mr. Ahmed. His last name, with my Arabic accent, so.
That's okay, I got you. Well, I'm not in the city council yet to make any hard decision or to face something that really hard for me yet. But I believe in when you are there to serve the people, when they have resolutions in front of you, they send it to you a week in advance, you study it. And of course, you'll find whatever it is difficult, a way to, solve it. So I believe I'll be fine, and of course, everyone pray for me as well. Thank you.
I'm sitting here trying to recall a difficult time. One thing about this administration, there's never anything that comes down through council that we have to challenge. So this administration makes it pretty easy to be a council person. One thing that I do is I am chair of Revenue and Finance, and I will ask those tough questions during my committee meetings. Because what I don't like to do is get in front of the camera and begin to scream and ask a ton of questions and perform. Because I know that not just the city is looking, but often the county and the state is looking. So I often will text and call the business administrator after a committee meeting to ask any questions if I'm unsure. Several times I have voted down resolutions because I needed to be clearer on something and I needed more information if I don't get it, but oftentimes I do get that information. So it's not often that it becomes a situation where it's just a back and forth and it becomes difficult.
I'm going to ditto what my running mate, Ms. Marshall, said. Very seldom do we come to a situation where it is difficult from the diocese. One situation that I was in that caused us to be there to 10:45 one night when they were discussing running some pipeline through a specific neighborhood out to the ocean when we were looking at the windmill issue. And we had residents come from all over. Some didn't live in Atlantic City that were speaking against that situation. And because I had already lived through a situation in my neighborhood where something was built regarding the windmills, it was hard for me to see it from both sides. But the point was what was best for Atlantic City. Remembering that Atlantic City is 6 wards, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6 wards. And when we stand, the 3 of us, we represent all 6. So I couldn't think on the idea of what I would have done in Bungalow Park or the 2nd Ward. I need to think on the idea of what was best for the city. Was it a hard decision? Yes, but I believe I made the right decision. That's all.
Thank you very much. Our next question. Explain your understanding of the role of the city council member in promoting economic development. Ms. Bailey.
My role is support. Just support. So many things come across our desk, and I can say this. When you get a package, no matter who is the council person who's handling it, you need to read the information in the packet. to go to a city council meeting and not be prepared, not have already asked the hard questions of Ms. Marshall, who chairs finance, the hard questions of Mr. Councilman Shabazz, who chairs other things. You come prepared so that you know, first of all, the answer and the support that you want to give. Under this leadership, I think Mayor Small puts it like this: numbers and data doesn't lie. If you guys look back over the last 6 years of his leadership, of the administration that's setting now, you'll see how much we've done from that standpoint. So I just believe as long as we're continuing to support the mayor and his ideas, support what you bring and what you need, then we can only go forward from there. That's all I can say.
A lot of the work happens during the committee meetings. We get an agenda, we get we get the resolutions that the administration wants to place on the agenda. That's the time where you go back and forth or try to tweak things or make something stronger. And communicating with the business administrator and communicating with the mayor. We're able to call the mayor, we see something that may be falling between the cracks or something that may be strengthened. And that's important for your city council members to have that relationship with the administration and with the mayor. And it's not to just approve everything, because Mrs. Bailey and I, we go through everything and we ask questions. It's more than just a relationship. It's making sure we are the ears and the eyes of the community. And so we do ask those difficult questions. And often we are heard, the administration hears us, the BA hears us. And so that's the way we strengthen and continue to support the programs that are coming down from the mayor's office.
I totally agree with these two beautiful ladies, what they said. Of course, the paper that comes to you, you need to go through the paperwork. The package comes in, you need to see the paper, every single lines. If there is anything, any question, ask the business administration or the mayor. And of course, I have two beautiful ladies. I can always ask them if I get stuck up in somewhere. So, thank you again.
Our final question before our closing statements. How do you handle disagreements between yourself and other members of the City Council? And Mr. Ahmed, we're starting with you.
Well, disagreement happens all the times. Well, when you are in your family, with your kids, with your wife, but end of the day, you are all together as a family. So disagreement in the city council, of course there will be disagreement, but for the betterment of the community, we will be there all together, make one decision. And that's what I believe in, and that's what I will do, of course. Thank you.
I'm not confrontational, and if I'm having a conversation with someone and they have a strong viewpoint, then I tend to just move away. Often on city council, people have their viewpoint, they have their narrative, so I don't do any back and forth. I see Council President Aaron Sporty Randolph is here. Him and I, we talk a lot, and he runs things off of me as I do with him. And he knows that we have council meeting tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll probably call him 5 times if I have questions or concerns, and we have great dialogue. I like to have dialogue. I don't like to go back and forth with people, and as I stated earlier, when I'm sitting there on the dais, I do very little talking because I know people who want to invest in Atlantic City, they are looking at me and they're looking at council members, seeing how we behave. And so often I may text the BA or something like that, but that's what we do. That's how I handle things, and I appreciate Council President for all that he does, and where I can pick up the phone and call him and run things off of him and have dialogue, not be confrontational.
I ditto what she said, but I believe we all have a reasonable relationship on council as sets now. Not that everybody votes the way you want to. So how I address it, I'm a prayer, I'm sorry. But I pray about it before I open my mouth, because I know if I do that, I'm not gonna say anything that's gonna make that person just get a little hotter, a little heated. And we have a few people who bring candy all the time in front of us, and we share that. I know it sounds crazy, but how do you really get angry at a person who's offering you something to eat? Okay? So I know it sounds funny, but the year that I've been on council, I have not ran into a situation where we all walked out of the room angry with somebody. And a lot of it has to do with the council president and the solicitor and how they run a meeting. So regardless of whether you are Republican or Democrat, on Atlantic City Council, when we're on that diocese, we treat each other with respect. Do we get heated? Yes, but we treat each other with respect. And I can't remember not one, in the 12 months I've sat on that board, where we left out of a meeting and we couldn't say good night or walk one of the sisters to the car. So all I can say is, what you got a good sitting council in Atlantic City. Keep it in place, please. That's all.
Thank you to each of you for a beautiful round of questions. And now to our closing statements. We have 1 minute for those statements, and we will end on the opposite end. Can you start, Mr. Ahmed, with your closing statement?
Why I have to go first all the time? It's usually ladies first, isn't it? All right, folks, this election is more than politics. As I said, I've been living in the city 25 years. So many of you have been living here so long. We need people like who really care for us. We need people who really, from their heart, they want to do something betterment for our future generations. You need to look at the view of when you call, when you're going to find someone. The administration right now there is open policy. You can anytime go to the city hall and you can meet anybody. You don't have to make an appointment. Next month we'll see you. No. So this is what you need. And these three of us here on this stage right now in front of you, anytime you call, anything you need, you'll see us, you'll find us. And my request to you, you already put the card up. I even didn't say what I wanted to say. My request to you, November 4th, vote for Columbia all the way, School Board 1, 2, 3. And thank you once again for June 10th voting for us. Because of your vote, we are here in front of you today. And inshallah, with your vote in November 4th, we'll be serving you as your servant. Thank you.
I want to thank the NAACP for hosting us tonight, and thank everyone for the questions. They were great questions. This team is a great team. We all own homes in Atlantic City. We believe in the vision of Atlantic City, and the budget reflects that. The budget that we vote on every year, we invest in our youth, we invest in our seniors, we invest in many programs. And over the last 5 or 6 budgets, there have been a tax savings. And so we also want to support, while we are approving many different programs, there's been a tax savings for people who own a home in Atlantic City. And that's something we want to continue. On tomorrow night's agenda, we have a resolution where Huffnanian is coming into Atlantic City. Not only do they believe in Atlantic City and putting up close to 200 homes, but they're coming back for another city block to build an additional 100 homes. That's relationships. And that's something that this administration has with many people, is those relationships where people are eager to build and come to Atlantic City. And so we ask, if everyone, please, we ask for your humble support to come out and vote column B from the top to the bottom, School Board 1, 2, 3, and continue to support this administration and City Council. We are working, we are reading our package, we are attending meetings, and we are going to continue to support our programs and the youth and our seniors in this community. Thank you for having us.
I too want to say thank you once again. I've probably been in Atlantic City longer than these people have been born, but it's okay. But Atlantic City is a great place. It really is. And the reason one of the other reasons I know it's a great place, because if not one time, at least 5 times in this month, someone's called me to buy my house. People want to come to Atlantic City, y'all. I don't know if anybody believes it or not, but the people want to come back to Atlantic City. It's got to be because of what you're doing as residents and what we are doing. It's called result-oriented leadership. And I believe that under the mayor and this administration, we are results-oriented. If you just reflect and look back at where Atlantic City came from, then you know that we're not sitting here for nothing. We're sitting here because we have Atlantic City in our heart. Mayor Small says Atlantic City board, he'll be Atlantic City dead. And I don't know about all that, but I will say this, that as long as we take consideration when we're voting as to what the individual says he or she is going to do and what they have done, then you can only vote right. Vote column B from the beginning to the end. Vote school board 1, 2, 3. And if you do that, we're going to be just fine going forward. Thank you again for your attention and for your presence here this evening. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next we have Christian Ragland, conductor.